libertarian investor here, and I wanted to just have a quick discussion to give you sort of philosophical compass for investing. And a lot of people who invest, especially professional investors, are numbers people. They're mathematical people. They did not study the humanities. But what many great sages have talked about, including the great economists and even business gurus, is that the most successful people in any field were people who were able to make a discovery in an unrelated field and bring that to the field that they're working in. So if we can make discoveries from philosophy and bring them to investing, we're going to be able to get that alpha, because alpha, which is a greater return in investing than the rest of the market, can only come from doing things that other people are not doing. And I assure you that the majority of people who are trying to make money in these markets are not studying philosophy. And I think there are three pillars to investing. If you get these three, you can learn everything else you need to learn. But if you remember these three, they're going to serve as the bulwark and as the basis of your whole investment journey. So the first principle is a Platonic principle. You remember Socrates and Plato. Plato was a student of Socrates, and they were both great Greek philosophers. Of course, Socrates was the father of modern philosophy. Plato, in one of his works, he said that the oracle at Delphi had inscribed on its door. The oracle of Delphi was a person to whom the ancient Greeks would go to get predictions of future events and so on. The oracle of Delphi had an inscription on her door which read, "This above all else, know thyself." Or rather, I think it just said, "Know thyself." And that is the first and most important principle of investing. Know yourself. Know who you are. Anyone can be an investor, but everyone's not going to be the same investor. What do you enjoy? Do you enjoy crunching numbers, or do you enjoy getting to know people, getting to know management? Do you enjoy reading, or do you enjoy hearing information? All of these are going to be important, and all of these are going to determine what kind of investor you are. You have to take time to learn to know yourself. And if you're a younger person, it's going to take just getting out there and engaging with the world to actually come to know yourself. And the more you know yourself, the more you're going to know your investment style, and the more you're going to know what you need to do to actually make alpha in those markets. The second principle is the Socratic principle that I talked about in the last video. Socrates said, "The only thing I know is that I know nothing." So assume that you know nothing. A good friend of mine, a person that I interviewed, Derek Sivers, who's a great musician and businessman, I posted the interview on this channel. He said, and he actually wrote a book, that the only thing that's really true is what's in front of you now. The only thing that you can actually verify apodictically 100% is what's in front of you now. Everything else serves as a useful convention for what is true. So try to determine cause and effect. Try to determine why the market moves the way it does, but be prepared to discard that. Do not be dogmatic. Do not say, for example, people choose a company and they'll say, "Well, I know this company is going to do this because I know the person." Be prepared to discard any preconceived notions that you have. Be flexible. That's how this axiom of "I know nothing" is going to serve you. Again, we strive for knowledge, but we keep realizing in humility that we know nothing. And the third Socratic principle, probably the most important, is the Socratic method. And I don't mean strictly legalistically the Socratic method, because lawyers use the Socratic method. It's a way of asking questions and asking more clarifying questions until you get to the meat of the matter. And the best investors that I have met and known are the people that ask the best questions. And the only way you can actually ask good questions is by continually asking questions. So there is a 20 questions method. Whenever you're looking at an investment or a company, again, there are many techniques, but first start out by asking yourself 20 questions. And Jason Apollo Voss had this good framework in his book, The Intuitive Investor. It's called My Cousin Vinny. So if your cousin Vinny was opening a coffee shop and he asked you to invest in his coffee shop, what would you ask? Let's say you're a layperson and you know nothing about accounting, nothing about finance, you've never studied investing formally. What questions would you ask? Well, you'd ask everything. You'd say, how are we going to build the coffee house? How are we going to rent it? Are we going to buy or rent the building? What kind of coffee are we going to use? What are the ingredients for the coffee? What is the plan that Vinny has for getting his first customer? What's the marketing plan? What are the sales plans? Keep asking these questions about any investment. Guess what? When you've answered the 20 questions you asked, ask 20 more. You need to get intimately involved with your investments, guys, with the Socratic method of questioning, because the Socratic method is not trying to determine numerable facts. You're not trying to find verbal answers to your question. No, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get vibrationally and intuitionally in sync with your company. And what is a company, guys? It's people. So the more you know about the operations of the company, the more you know about the investment, you're actually learning at root and at heart about the people who are running that company. And it's the people who are running the company that are behind the numbers. The numbers make no sense without the people who are running the company. So guys, with these three pillars, the Platonic method of know thyself, the Socratic dictum that I know nothing, and then that curiosity using the Socratic method by asking at least 20 questions and keep asking questions about the investment. If you do just this, guys, you can pick up everything that you need to learn about investing on the way. And this is the three philosophical pillars of investing. It's going to make you a star, and it's going to help you retire early. Till very soon, guys, this is Javier with The Libertarian Investor. If you do like our videos, please subscribe to the channel and like the videos, and we'll see you very soon.